Hey guys, welcome to Corp Corner.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's our first podcast. Welcome.
Yeah, so we're a little nervous, but
This podcast we're going to be talking about how we met. It was, I don't know, it wasn't odd. I think most people in our generation meet online now. I think the older generation used to meet in bars, but I think this is kind of the same way now, just with technology.
oh yeah, I think I was on the online dating for about maybe 2 years
Jesus
before
Christ.
I met you. I waited a long time for you.
I was on it for what?
Yeah, how long were you on it?
2 months? If
Wow,
that?
2 months and that's it?
If that. Yeah. I found you, so.
Oh, well, then I have more patience, but I went through a lot of weirdos to find you. You only went through what, one?
There's like one or two that were very odd, including you.
All right, so what would you say you liked about the online dating then?
I don't know. Which one did we use?
Okay, Cupid.
Yeah, that one. Is that the one that asks you like a million questions to try and pair you with the right person?
Yeah, they try to match you, and then there's like a certain percentage. So, oh, you match with this guy, like 75%. You might want to hit them up kind of deal.
Yeah, that was the nice part about it. I mean, but people can lie on those too, so
Right,
that's kind of
right.
a bad thing.
Okay, what about what you didn't like about it?
The freaks. Pictures can lie.
It's true. I feel like it's harder for guys to find matches because you guys have to be the one that's more proactive and like you guys have to send the message first. Like I feel like girls just wait for the messages.
We don't have
that's what I did.
We don't have to sort through the massive amounts of dick
Right.
pics to.
You guys have to send out the messages. We have to sort through the messages and like, oh, pick which one's more of a psycho or serial killer.
I don't think I've ever sent a dick pic in my life, which is a good thing.
See, I knew I married the right one. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit. I'm not even gonna lie, and
I haven't.
it was very gross. So yeah, I'm so glad I'm out of that. 2 years, man. 2 years. No, okay, Cupid. Took me 2 years to find you. Well, you found me, but
I never tried Tinder either. Tinder was just a hookup app where quick and dirty.
right. I think that's you like when you're on a dating app like okay, Cupid or Match for a long time and you kind of give up and you switch to Tinder for something quick and then you go back to something like long term like okay, Cupid or Match.
I feel like Tinder is more for college, and then OkCupid, Match, things like that are for long-term, out of college.
Right,
love.
but most of the time it still ends up being Tinder like for some reason.
True.
I think that was kind of my experience until I met you. So yeah, you hit me up first.
Multiple times with no response.
Yeah. You hit me up and I was like, maybe I should give this guy a chance. You know, he wouldn't stop messaging me like every day. So I finally said, yeah, okay, let's go on a date, whatever.
And you were late to it.
Yes, I was late.
And we saw a terrible movie that you picked.
But I saved us from watching all those trailers or sneak previews that we didn't need to see.
Yeah, but you didn't save us from watching a terrible movie.
How would I know it was a terrible movie, though? Come on, Tom Cruise was in it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we watched The Mummy, the one with Tom Cruise. Because, you know, when you go on a date, you kind of want to watch a scary movie. So you kind of cuddle up. But it wasn't really scary at all. It was... I think it was more funny.
I just want to look and see what the new Mummy got on IMDb.
What, the one with Tom Cruise, the one we watched?
Yeah.
Probably. Are you going Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes, 59%. I agree.
That's actually more than I thought it would have gotten.
Yeah, it's still a failing grade. It's still a D.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
No.
But, I mean, you don't really go to a movie on your first date to watch the movie.
I don't think I've ever been on a first date going to a movie because you don't have that time to talk or get to know the person because you have to be quiet in the movie unless you go to dinner like we did afterwards or before.
I think it was just I like the fact that you go to a movie first because you kind of get used to the presence of being with each other without having to talk. So that kind of lowers the pressure, you know.
You can see if the other person smells, and if they do, you can just say, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom."
Right,
Peace.
and then you can ditch out. So that's where look, this guy's hygiene's not bad. So I guess I'll stay throughout the date.
But I was listening to something, I forget where it was. They said even if you smell, you don't smell it because you've gotten used to that smell over the years. So someone has to come to you and say, hey, you got that stink going on.
Oh, like you don't smell your own BO?
Yeah, like you just get used to it because you've had BO for 10 years and your nose or your senses get used to it, and then someone else has to come along and say, hey, put some deodorant on.
I wouldn't know. I don't think I've ever had BO for that long. So, our first impressions of each other. What was your first impression of me when I came running to you? Because knowing I was late.
You were late. I thought you were crazy for sprinting at me. No, but you look good. I'm pretty sure you were wearing salmon color shorts.
Yes. Wow. Wow, you remember that. 3 years ago.
I was glad that you actually looked like your profile picture. You didn't look like you weren't a dude. I was happy for that.
Uh-huh.
But then, yeah, just you being late was like, oh, does she really want to be here?
Well, my first impression of you did not look like your profile picture.
Profile picture wasn't that old.
Well, it didn't look like you. I was like, wait, is this the dude?
I mean, you still.
But you were the only one outside waiting, so I was pretty sure it was you, because you said you were outside waiting, and I'm like, oh, he doesn't look like the one in the picture, but I see a resemblance though, so it must be him, because you didn't have any hair. Oh my God, dude, you didn't have hair.
I didn't have glasses either.
Goofy. No, you didn't wear glasses. You had no hair. You know the movie Alice in Wonderland, the twins.
Okay. All right.
I'm just kidding. Not that bad.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun.
No, it wasn't bad. You had hair. You had eyebrows at least. But no. I was glad you didn't like get mad at me when I just grabbed you and like, let's go, we're late. We're missing the movie.
And sprinted in, almost tripped me.
Yeah. And then we went to where Mexican restaurant after the movie.
Yep. And then we got to know each other a little bit more there.
It wasn't awkward at all. I don't remember it ever being awkward.
I don't think we ever had, even if we did have a silence between each other, it still wasn't awkward.
Yeah, so that was a good sign.
And that's how it is now. We don't have to talk 24/7. And if we stop talking, if there's a silence, then there's no awkwardness between it. And we still know what each other are thinking sometimes.
Yeah, so how long? I don't even remember how long we stayed in the restaurant. We talked for a while. Even after we finished the food and stuff. And then...
It's probably a good hour.
Yeah.
But another funny story about that restaurant. I think the last 2 times I've been there, I think without you, we've seen 2 couples on the verge of breaking up or breaking up. First time was with my mom, where this man and woman were sitting down and she started crying and he was just putting his hands on his head like this.
Uh-oh.
And then she walked out.
Trouble in paradise.
So maybe that restaurant has bad juju and we shouldn't go back now that we're married.
But it was good juju for us. That was our first dinner together, and look, now we're married.
True.
So what what made you decide to date a brown person? I know you told me before you've never dated a Filipino or any other race other than Caucasian.
Well, yeah, but where I grew up from, you didn't really have much of a choice. And I mean, it's not about the race.
Right.
It's about the person. And I like your fiery personality and your genuine kindness and your looks, of course. So
does it feel very different dating someone in a different culture, a Filipino?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because from the first day, not only I met you, but I met your family. Everyone's been really inviting with open arms, and I don't think I've ever run into someone in your family or your friend group that's been like, oh, I hate this guy. Like, everyone's been inviting. I mean, your parents allowed me to stay at your house for however long when we were looking for our house, so I think that's kind of a telltale sign that you guys like me.
Oh yeah, Filipinos like white people a lot.
But I do remember.
You got very lucky.
I do remember. It was probably the first time I had dinner at your house with your parents, and I either didn't finish my plate or I didn't eat enough, and your mom was giving me a dirty look. I think that's the only thing.
Well, you didn't know. in your defense, you didn't know that was part of a culture to always finish your plate, or else it would be seen as rude.
Well,
I didn't like the food.
I know now.
Oh, hey.
And take leftovers too.
That's okay. You got to learn. So were you like super nervous meeting my parents? Actually, when you met my parents, it was at a party.
It was. It was at one of your parents' friends'
brave,
house.
Very brave to do that.
I think it's easier doing it that way, though, because you have more people around. So if you make an ass of yourself, then you can kind of play it off or hide it. Where if we're just going out to dinner, me, you, and your parents, and it's like, okay, I have to be in my best behavior and I can't say anything wrong.
Really? Because if I were in your position back then, I would be nervous because I would have to be meeting your friends, your aunt and uncle, your parents' friends, like everybody. I feel like that would be way too many people to meet for like a first time. So I don't know why you chose to meet them that way, but I was like, okay.
That is a hard one.
Right. I don't know how you were like, oh yeah, I want to go and meet them at a party. I'm like,
are you
sure?
I guess it's because I liked you and I wanted to try to impress you. And if you saw me going to something like that, I'd be like, oh, he's actually in it for me.
Yeah. I did like that about you, that you were never scared to meet anybody of my friends or my family.
And I tried squid.
In any setting.
I think I tried squid at that party too.
Did you? I think. Oh yeah.
The raw kind, maybe.
What? Well, you like all kinds of food, man. You started to broaden your palate ever since you met me.
Yeah, I think before it was just ramen and fast food.
Right, chicken,
yeah.
pasta, chicken pasta ramen is what.
It's all the easy stuff.
Right. And so thanks to me, you got to experience a lot more stuff. Your taste buds got to experience all the good and bad Filipino food out there. So is there any part of my culture that kind of you didn't want to be a part of, or you just didn't feel like you could be, you could incorporate in your own life? Or
I don't think so. I mean, I guess the easy answer would be the religious aspect of it, but we both have the same religion. I mean,
right.
I think the Filipino culture takes their religion a little bit more serious than certain other cultures.
Very devout Catholics over here.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think now that's the 21st century, we can have different beliefs. Even if we're Catholics, we can have different beliefs on certain things. But I think that was just the biggest thing, realizing that you guys go to church every Sunday and go to prayers and things like that, but it's just something that you get used to and incorporate into your daily life.
Yes. That's like one of the most things I liked about you too, is that you were so willing to going from not going to church Sundays to going to church with us every Sunday with my family. That's when I knew that, oh yeah, you're really committed to being in this relationship. And I was so proud of you.
Or I was just trying to show off.
Oh, you could be just like, you were just showing off. You were all just doing it for me.
Yep, and now it's over.
Well, I'm glad that you feel welcome into the Filipino community, because Virginia Beach is a very big Filipino community. Yeah. And so if he messes with me, he messes with an entire Filipino clan, and he will get hunted down.
True.
And he knows that, and he's very scared of them. We might be short, but we're like ants. We come in numbers.
You're feisty.
Yes. So, how long did we date? Well, how long did we date and then you felt like I was the one? Like, how far in our relationship did you realize that, oh man, I think I want to spend the rest of my life with her? Right. So we started dating, June of 2017.
I don't think it was an exact moment, but I think it was when I felt comfortable around you, where I could be myself. I didn't have to be fake around you. I could tell you basically anything and just say whatever I wanted. I don't have to hide behind anything, and realize that you loved me for me. And I think the Lake Anna trip really kind of set that in stone, just because that was the first big trip that
getaway, our first little getaway, just you and me.
Yeah, and I think that kind of put into perspective how I felt about you, us being alone, realizing that, okay, we're alone, we can still deal with each other. Driving 3.5 hours, we don't hate each other after it, so I think it was
only a 2-hour trip, you know.
It felt like 3.5.
I made sure I chose a trip that was very short in case we get in a fight and want to go home right away.
Yeah, I think that was probably the time when I fell completely in love with you.
At the Lake Anna trip.
I think so. What about you?
I think mine was before that.
Oh.
I think mine was a little bit before that. Well, I know the Lake Anna trip is when the first time you said "I love you" to me. And I was like, What did you just say? I remember being completely shocked because you've never said it before. But yeah, for me, I don't think there was an exact moment as well, or like a specific day or time that's like, oh man, I really love this guy. I think it was just like realizing that we spent so much time together, like almost when we started dating, it was like almost every day.
Yeah. And we didn't get tired of each other. And I mean, I don't think we're tired of each other yet.
Yet. Yeah, it was like, oh man, I don't like being apart from this guy. Like we were spending so much time together that I actually like hated being apart. And that's when I kind of knew, I was like, I think I really love this guy. And I remember kind of, we were at your apartment, and I think we were just watching a movie or something. And I remember saying it, but I didn't hear anything back from you. And I got so nervous because I thought that would like scare you away. Do you remember me saying that in your apartment? I don't know if you actually even heard it, but I remember saying it.
I don't even know if I remember hearing it.
Yeah, I think we were like watching a movie and we were cuddling and I said, I think I love you. But I don't know if you really heard it. You never heard it.
Oh, good. I would have ran far away.
I thought. Yeah, you would have. Well, it was your apartment, so I would have. You would have kicked me out, right?
True.
So yeah, I think it was me first that said it. I love you.
Oh yeah.
Just saying. Yeah. It was definitely me first.
It was.
Even though you don't remember it, it was me.
Yeah, but then I said it back, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, after like a few months on our Lake Anna trip.
Hey, whatever.
You did say it, so it's all cool. It's all cool. So yeah, after the Lake Anna trip, blah, 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 we started talking about, you know, being ready to settle down and everything.
Yeah, because I think we were both in the point in our, I guess, life and career where we could settle down. I mean, how old were we? 24, 25? 25? Something like that?
Oh, when I met you, it was 23. It was 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I guess it was.
23. We were 23 when we met. But, you know, we both finished school. Mm-hmm. We both have started our careers.
Yep. One of us had their own place.
I wouldn't really call it the nicest place, but it was a place.
I mean, everyone has to live in a crappy apartment once in their life to...
I'm pretty sure that's more than once for you.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah. But, yeah, we were at the point that we were kind of ready to find somebody and settle down when we met. That's why everything kind of just fell into the place, you know?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember just riding in a car with you, and we were talking about what if, you know, we settle down, you know? What if just you and me getting married, you know? And, you know, you did not respond to me. You actually responded back that you felt the same way, which I was very relieved at. I was like, oh, is he going to feel the same way?
Shoot your shot.
Because, you know me. I always say what I feel first. I don't care if it'll scare you away or not. But I'm telling you what it is. I always tell it how it is. So, yeah, when did you start planning the proposal, actually?
So I proposed to you in February.
Of 18. Yes, 2018.
So it was probably around Christmas time. A little bit after Christmas time.
Oh, you did it fast. So just December, January, and then February. You proposed.
A pretty simple proposal. I didn't really have to think about much. I think the most important part was the ring. Mm-hmm. And picking that out and making sure that you actually liked it and it wasn't something bad.
Well, that's because I knew you were going to propose because you asked me what kind of rings I liked. Like what color and everything?
I mean, I have to know. You didn't know when I was going to propose to you.
I didn't know when, but I knew you were going to.
Well, that's fine. You can know that I was going to propose to you, but as long as you don't know the exact time or date.
All right, that's true. And then you went in and asked my parents, I guess, for my hand or whatever. And how did that go? Because I was not part of that.
Yeah,
obviously.
So when was it? I think I asked both of them at the same time, and your mom instantly said yes. And she didn't
at the same time, my mom and dad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were both there.
Oh, okay.
I asked, your mom was...
How did you say it? Because I've never heard this conversation, you know? I want to know.
I just asked. I already had the ring.
Right.
So I showed them. I brought the ring in. I don't know why I did this. I kept it in my car for probably like a week, which was
dangerous.
Very stupid.
Well, you didn't know where else to put it.
Yeah. But no, I think you were at work, and it was just us three.
Uh-huh.
Maybe your brother. I can't remember, though. He might have been at work, too.
I think my brother was there.
Yeah.
Because he saw the ring, right?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just asked him. I said, well, you know how much I love your daughter and all that kind of jazz. So then I asked both of them at the same time. I don't think your mom cried. She got super excited. And then your dad pulls me over in the kitchen or in the dining room.
No, I want to know how you worded it.
I don't remember. Can I marry your daughter, please?
That's not how he said it.
I can't remember. We'll have to ask them. We'll bring them on the show one time and we can ask them. But the only thing I really remember is your dad pulling me in the dining room and talking to me for probably close to an hour and a half.
Wow.
Just saying how big of a commitment it is. Are you sure? Like not trying to talk me out of it, but
right.
Just making sure my heart was in the right place, and then giving me tips about marriage and things like that. So after that, I finally brought the ring in. I hid it in their bedroom. I think they have a safe.
Oh,
maybe somewhere in their bedroom. I put it in there because I'm figured.
So that's where you kept it.
Yeah, so I figured you'll never look in there or have any reason to go in there. You had more reason to go in my car than into their bedroom. So
right. Oh wow, I wish you remembered. I really wanted to be part of that conversation. I think that would have been sweet to know, but
that ruins the whole thing.
Well, I know, but I wish you remembered now, so I would hear it.
I can ask them what I said.
They come on. You think my parents will remember how you asked them?
True.
So yeah, well, around what time was that? December, January?
It was cold, so it was probably like January. No, I think it might have been like a week or two before I did it.
Oh wow!
I think.
So it was February.
Yeah, it was probably early February when I asked them, and then finally got the approval and went on with the plan.
Oh, okay. And then when did you get Rick and Ryan involved in all this? Our best friends, by the way.
They knew. I think they knew shortly after I got the ring.
Which was when? You got it December?
January.
You got this ring January.
Like late January or early February.
Because I don't know all this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I talked to them and told them what I was doing, and I don't even remember how I told them I was doing it. I don't think it was through a text. I think I either called Ryan or I went over there myself one day and told them. Possibly. But I think it was the day before I proposed. I went over there, dropped off.
You kept the ring there.
Yeah,
that's right.
Dropped off the ring.
Right.
And Ryan kept it safe and was super concerned about not losing it. So I kept it there. And then the next day we came over and I told you it was a surprise that we were going on some sort of trip just to get you over there.
You gave me an envelope, right? It was one of those big brown envelopes, and you said that we were going on a trip together.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. And I was like, oh my God, where are we going together? And then you were like, oh, let's go over to their house. Because you said it was a surprise to them.
Yeah.
All right, so you said we're going on a trip. Rick and Ryan doesn't know. Let's go over there and surprise them, right? So that's what I thought was happening. So then we go over there, blah blah blah. We were singing karaoke and
yep,
had a little bit of potluck. We were eating some snacks, singing, drinking, feeling good, and then all of a sudden, what did you do? You said, "Oh, let's play that song from Frozen, Love Is an Open Door." I'm like, okay. And towards the end of the song, it was the line was "Anna, will you marry me?" or whatever. And then that's when you got down your knee.
And you waited a minute before you said yes.
I waited honestly, I think I waited a good 10 seconds.
It was longer than that. It was like 20 seconds.
No, it was not longer than 10 seconds. Because I turned around. I thought we were just singing still a duet. I turned around while holding the microphone. I looked at you, and you were already on the ground in your knee, and then you were holding a ring. And I'm like, oh, my God. It's happening. I was like, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't know it was going to happen that day. So it took me about 10 seconds to process everything. I'm a little slow.
To say no.
And then I didn't even say yes. I said, yeah. I think that's kind of how I said, yeah.
I figured you can't say no in front of other people.
Right. No.
You look like the bad person.
Are you kidding me? Before you even proposed to me, I've been asking you to marry me before you asked me to marry you.
I didn't see a ring,
Except for some reason, girls don't really propose. So it would have been weird. You wanted to propose, so.
I had the ring. You didn't.
I mean, guys don't really wear an engagement ring.
You could have got
me one with a diamond. You just asked, hey, you want to get married?
You could have got me a nice one with a diamond.
No, you wouldn't have worn that.
True.
No, not. You wouldn't have. So at least the proposal was a success. I said yes, right? Okay.
Yeah, we finally. No. And we got married.
The ring fit. All right, a ring fit.
Yeah, because I asked you for your size. Or maybe I asked Rico, your mom. I think I might have asked your mom to ask you, but I don't think your mom asked you.
I didn't know what my size was either. So we went to a store to get my size. Remember?
Oh yeah, we did.
My exact size, so you knew.
Well, that makes it pretty obvious.
Right, so I knew you were gonna get me a ring, or you already had gotten one. But yeah, so that's pretty much how we met, guys, and. On our next segment, I guess we're going to talk about being newlyweds and how everything has kind of changed for us. So this is Crystal and Nathan on Corp Corner, so make sure you tune in on our next podcast.
See you later.
Bye.